Hello, everybody. Let's talk. All right. A lot of things going through my head today. One, back when I was in school, when dinosaurs were used for buses, um, we were taught about monopolies and how monopolies were bad things and illegal and everything. And so they busted them all up. They busted up all these monopolies. But my argument is they didn't. I have a certain cable company to get internet, but it's the only wired internet in town. It's the only cable internet in town. Now, I know what you're probably thinking or going to say, that I could have, one of the other types like Verizon or T-Mobile or Skynet. Any of you that caught that reference, leave me a comment. Anyway, but that's not really the point. I can't have any other wired type of cable internet in my area. They have a monopoly on it. So let's go with electricity. We have, and I'm not afraid to say the name, we have Consumers Energy in our town. Gonna say probably 70% of Michigan has Consumers Energy. Now, the thing about this monopoly thing is, somebody's going to tell me, well, you don't have to pay for their service. You don't have to have their electricity. My argument to that is, yes, you do. Because if you try to do, like, for example, solar panels on your house, you still have to have them. People have tried to fight to get off the grid with them by going solar and stuff. Consumers Energy has sued these people and won. And they have to get back onto the system and take Consumers Energy's electricity along with their solar or their wind or whatever. What kind of BS? That is definitely a monopoly. So if you're wondering if the liberals are right and it's a democracy, or if the right is right and we're a democratic republic, it doesn't matter, because the companies are the ones running the country. They've got people that pay our elected officials little money to vote the way they want, not the way the people want. My hat's off to Fetterman for being probably the only Democrat who actually cares what his constituents think. And my hat's off to just about every non-rhino Republican, every open-minded independent, and any other Democrats that I don't know about that are actually listening to what their constituents want. We don't want more government in our house. We want more government in our company's house, okay? The companies that run the country should not be running the country. We should not pass laws for what's in their best interest. We should pass laws for what's in our best interest. You, all of you, politicians, work for us. That was one. Another one, because, yeah, I'm on a rave, has to do with these wonderful people. And no, I'm not pointing fingers, but 90% of school shootings in the last 6 years were performed where the shooter was trans. Now, My thought is that they should have to fill out a form, gun control, right? I have to fill out a form, they should have to fill out a form. And that form should say, are you transgendered? What sex are you? Or what sex do you identify as? Or whatever, right? And as soon as they answer something other than their actual genetic sex, there should be a big, boom, void. You're not buying a gun. Outlawed. All transgenders. I'm sorry, Natalie. All transgenders. Because they're unstable. And I don't mean all of them are unstable. I mean the ones that are unstable. My friend Natalie is not unstable. Very sweet, as a matter of fact. Nothing but love for you, Natalie. But the rest, a lot of them, they're off their frickin' rocker. They're going in and shooting up schools because, why? They were bullied? 99% of my school years, I was bullied. I can even name the bullies off, but why? I could even go back in time or go back to, my hometown and shake hands with them or whatever. In fact, I did a few years ago to one of them who said that it was a good thing I wasn't around because he would have killed me by now. He had the misconception that I gave up what he thought. But I do give what they think. Get them off of getting guns. They shouldn't have guns. Period. If they're going to shoot up schools, they shouldn't have guns. The Democrats and the libs want to say, wow, school shootings, let's outlaw guns. Okay, I'm all for it. As long as we outlaw the guns from the ones that are doing the school shootings. The libs. The trans. Now, of course, I'm going to get all kinds of comments. Good. All kinds of mad faces. Good. All kinds of shares. You see, what happens is the more you all interact with my video, the more my algorithm says, send this out to more people. Help me. There's nothing wrong with being bullied. What's wrong is how you respond to the situation of being bullied. We have all, at one point in time, I don't care who you are, have been bullied. And somebody out there is going to say, well, I was never bullied. You don't even realize sometimes when you're being bullied. It could be in a job site. It could be at a school. It could have been your, teacher. It could have been your classmate. It could be a coworker. It could be your boss. I once had a boss who was grooming me to be the assistant manager. She wanted me to be her assistant manager. The only thing I would have had to have done was completely destroy my marriage, my life, and had, a closer relationship with her. So when I kind of outed and told her no, and let her know that was a form of bullying, suddenly I didn't get the job, somebody else did. I hope he had a good time. Anyway, and no, that's not me being, bitter about it. I'm glad somebody else got that job. The point is, man up. Those of you who are offended, just remember, sticks and stones can break your bones. But words can only affect you if you let them. Love to all. I'll talk to you tomorrow.